Wait a second, there's a problem. Didn't we say that we can't have a negative angle? Miss Sly, you said so. You promised. Well, I wasn't saying the full truth. Yes, we can have a negative angle. Okay, take a guess. Just take a guess. If I am doing a 360, which direction am I rotating in? Counterclockwise. So what happens, just take a guess, if I go this way clockwise? Bam! That is correct. That is correct. It does become a negative angle. So negative doesn't mean bad. Negative doesn't mean I don't know. What negative tells you is the direction of the angle. In physics, do you ever use negative as a direction? Yeah, you do, right? So this is similar. If it's a positive angle, oh, that's just telling us it's rotating counterclockwise. If it's negative, it's just telling me it's rotating clockwise. So let's just make a little note here that a positive angle is counterclockwise. Protihodinnika. A negative angle is clockwise. Zahodinnikom. Rozumiesz? And so today what we're looking at is angles that are positive, negative, and greater than 360. So it's possible to have angles that represent more than one full rotation or represent negative angles. We can deal with them in the exact same way as we do with the smaller angles. So what we did yesterday, we still do today. Okay. So let's look. Two angles that are in standard position might have the same terminal arm, right? And we call these coterminal angles. Circle that, highlight that. That goes on your list of terminology, because I do promise you there is one question on the test that will say, give me two coterminal angles, right? I'll give you some more details. But what you need to understand is what that means. So a coterminal angle has the same terminal arm. So if you look at it, one of the angles is 60 degrees. But then watch what happens. I do a full extra rotation. So what do I add to that 60 degrees? 360. And so it turns out that 420 is one of the coterminal angles. Give me another coterminal angle. What would I have to do? Okay, what did you do? Yes, 60 plus 360 equals 420. I love it. 420 plus 360 equals 780. But 60 minus 360 degrees, so we're going backwards, but we're still ending in the same location, is called negative 300 degrees. And all of these are coterminal angles, meaning same terminal arm. So yesterday we said that terminal means final, like a final destination. Well, in this case, that's the same thing, right? So we're just saying, well, all of these angles, they're coterminal because they all have the same final destination. And so tell me, how many coterminal angles does 60 degrees have? Pardon? Not in this example. How many coterminal angles could you find? Yeah, infinite. You could just keep going and going and going, backwards, forwards, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's look at this example. We are asked to find the exact value of sine 570. Now, before we do anything, when you see the word exact, what are you starting to think about? You got it. Good. When you see exact, we are thinking, think special. Whoa. What is that, Miss Sly? Special triangles. If it's sine 570, am I rotating clockwise or counterclockwise? Counter, because it's positive. All right. Now, before I figure out what this is, okay, so I'm starting on that positive x-axis. Let's draw this angle. So I know I'm doing at least one rotation, right? And so as we're drawing this angle, you sort of make a spiral. So if I do one rotation, how much is that? Okay, now I got to put some numbers down. Now, if I add another 90, actually, let's do this. Watch this. Remember how we've been doing this? We've been writing and then we've been writing 360. Well, let's keep going. 90 will also be what? What is another coterminal angle of 90? 450. So you took the 360 and you added 90 degrees. Okay, what is a coterminal angle of 180? Take the 450 and add 90, or you're adding 360 to 180. So 540. Okay, if I have 270 and I add 360, or from 540, I add 90, I'm going to have 630. Okay. We could keep going forever, but we actually don't need to. I could have stopped at 540 probably. Now my final angle is 570. So I did one rotation. And which quadrant am I going to end up in? Into 3, right? Because my angle is 570. So somewhere here, I'm going to end up. And I will label this angle as 570 degrees. Now you will be asked on the test, quest, whatever, to label an angle. And I want to see this spiral, and you have to show me the correct direction of the spiral, right? You can even put an arrow, but that's not fully necessary. All right. Can we find out, first of all, what is the term we use for this little angle? RAA, RAA, RAA. RAA stands for related acute angle. So what is, if this is 570, what is this little related acute angle? Yeah, 30, right? It's like, oh, if this is 540, then I have 30 more to get to the terminal arm. Okay, now here's a question. This is a terminology question. Is 30 degrees a coterminal angle of 570? Are they coterminal? Okay, good. They do not have the same terminal arm. 30 degrees is here. Okay, the relationship is that 30 is a related acute angle of 570. And so we can turn to our 30, 60, 90 triangle that we all drew here, right? Let's draw it again. 30, 60, 90. Draw it again. Don't look at me. Try to get it off by heart. Which one's the longest side? Is it 1, 2, or 3? It is the 2. The more you draw, the sooner you will memorize it. A few years ago, when I gave this test, I gave 1 mark for just drawing the special triangles. I'll talk to you about that on Thursday. So if you memorize them, you get 1 mark for drawing them. If you can't remember them, I will give you the triangle, but you lose 1 mark. Think about it if you want that or not. Okay. Otherwise, I just give you the triangles. All right. So we've got the special triangle, and we are asked to find sine of 570. Now I have to turn to the cast rule. How come? I need to know if it's negative or positive. In the third quadrant, will sine be positive or negative? Okay, so I know I'm going to have negative. Now I'm looking at the related acute angle of 30. So what I do is, what is sine of 30? Right, so I'm basically saying sine of 570 is the negative value of sine 30, because all the ratios in the special triangles are positive. Okay, sine 30, opposite over hypotenuse. How wonderful that I don't need to rationalize the denominator, wouldn't you say? Did I find the exact value? Yeah. So, dudes, dudettes, a lot of new stuff, right? A lot of new stuff. You got to do your homework, because this is like, whoa, what are you doing to my brain, Miss Sly? I was happy just doing 360s. Now I can never do a 360 and not think about whether it's a positive 360 or a negative 360. Luke, when you do 360s, do you generally do positive or negative 360s? You do? You rotate clockwise, eh? Okay. Oh, sorry, positive. You rotate counterclockwise? Okay. All right, let's look at the next question. Read it, think about it, draw it. What's the first thing you're going to do? What do we notice? So look at this and think of, either talk to the person next to you or think to yourself, what is 3 things I know or notice about this question? All right. Beautiful. So what is something that we noticed about this question? What is it, Ben? Sorry, say it again. We're in quadrant 2 and 4. Do you agree? Who agrees that we are in quadrant 2 and 4? I fully disagree with you. I'm glad you made that mistake. It's a very good mistake to make. I'll give you 5 points for that. Why is that a mistake? And it's a very normal mistake to make. Tell me why, Greg.
Because the negative represents the angle, but
not the ratio. Exactly. We're not saying that tan theta is negative. The negative in this case is telling us the direction of the angle. Do you see the difference? Right? Does everyone see the mistake you made? It's a very good mistake. I'm like, give yourself a pat on the back if you made that mistake. And even a harder pat if you understood the mistake. That's the important piece. Yeah, good. All right. So that's one thing. We are not in quadrant 2 and 4. We don't know yet. But what does the negative tell us? Clockwise. Beautiful. All right. Someone else told me to circle the word exact. Why is that important? Special triangles. Folks, I'm really sorry. I don't have a dance for the special triangles. But if someone can think of one, I will give you 2 extra percentages to your final mark. Of course, I'm not serious. Wouldn't that be amazing? All right, next. What is yet another thing you realized? Yeah. Pardon? Yes, it is less than 1. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. It is less than 1, meaning we are in radians, right? This is an angle. Okay, so if we're in radians, we need to convert. So pi over 3, what is it? 60. So what's our angle? 300, but it's actually negative. Okay, so I am being asked for the exact value of tan of negative 300 degrees. Let's draw it. Okay, everyone give it a shot. Try to draw it. Where do we start? Well, we always start on the positive x-axis. The only thing is now we're going clockwise. So I count 90, 180, 270, okay, 30 more. And then you label the angle. This is negative 300. Yeah, did I get it wrong? Does that make sense? Okay, why? What are your questions? I love your questions. What are they? Okay, fine. Yeah. Same. Yeah, this is still 0. Okay. This is still 270, but it's also negative 90. This is still 180, and it's negative 180 as well, right? And this is still 90 and negative 270. So you want to be good at counting by 90s. What is the related acute angle here, folks? 60. This is the hurrah! Hurrah! 60 degrees! Special triangles. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The great thing is we don't have to draw it again because we just did it. Okay, so will the ratio be positive or negative? It's in quadrant 1. Everything is positive there. So tan of negative 300 equals to tan of 60. Bonus points for someone who can do this without even looking at the triangle. Oh, tan is opposite over adjacent. This is hard. No. Because the related acute angle is always going to be positive. Yeah. Yeah.
Square root of 3 over 3.
3 over 3?
Square root of 3.
Is it really? So tan 60 is 3 over 1. Opposite. So close. Good try.
I was looking at the 30.
Okay. Yeah, good for you. I like that you rationalized it in your head. Excellent. Yeah, folks, for a simplified answer, we do not write over 1. Doable, folks? Is this doable? Yeah, all we did is we just started rotating a few more times. Okay, I got 5 minutes to show you the unit circle. Da 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 da. All right, go to the next page. Yeah, question. Yes, you are. And you can even use your calculator to check that you got it right. And if you forget the special triangles, just go sine 30, right? Yeah. All right, folks, turn to this homework page and we're going to draw a little circle. We're going to draw something called the unit circle. Yeah. So much time. So much time. How much do I have tomorrow? Can I do it tomorrow? Okay, I can do it tomorrow. I'll do the unit circle tomorrow. Now watch this. What that means is you're not going to do homework that requires So the unit circle addresses 0, 90, 180, 270, and all the coterminal angles. Like the unit circle, tomorrow I'm going to teach you what to do when your angle is not in any of the quadrants. When your angle, when the terminal arm is on an X or Y axis. All right? So in the homework, when that comes up, you just can't do that yet. Does that make sense? All right, let me give you your quizzes.